Hi, my name's Whitney, and I wrote the play.
I'm Brian McEleney, and I'm directing by the Queen.
I met Brian when I was auditioning for graduate school, and he was doing the audition tour. And I walked into this little room where the auditions were being held. He was sitting there alone with his pen and his pad, and I commenced to audition. I did all the little Shakespeare monologues I could. A few contemporary monologues I'd stitched together. I sang a few songs, and then he took this beat and he said, "What else have you got?" He said, "What else can you do?" And I just, tried to think of everything else I could do. But that kind of launched my journey with him. And then I came to Brown Trinity to get my MFA in acting, and he was our head acting teacher. We also worked on a production of Othello together at the theater, and I got to learn from him and watch him over the course of 3 beautiful years at Brown Trinity.
What we see in Whitney today is what she brought to that audition and to all her work as a student and as she grew as an artist, was this kind of incredible openness. As a pleasure to teach her. My main memory of her, it's not the first moments, because you grow with people over time, was how she expanded as an artist from an actor and singer to a director to a writer, and that all happened while she was a student at Trinity. And it was really inspiring to watch the expansion of the imagination and the confidence and the appetite to make theater in every possible way she could. I remember that the most.
I have another series of works of concert plays that look at Shakespeare's women. And my thesis, I think, or my inquiry is that very ambitious women sometimes don't survive till Act 5 in these plays. If they're ambitious for love or if they're ambitious for power, they tend not to live to see the end. And yet Margaret does. She is the ultimate survivor in the entire canon, to me, of Shakespeare's work. And I just became curious about that. So I just started thinking about the intersections between this character who survives into her older age and women I know to be survivors. What are the qualities, traits, and things about these women's stories that overlap? And then I started writing. I should start by saying I feel very lucky and thankful to be able to write, to be able to put pen to page and have incredible actors and an incredible director explore what I'm exploring. It's such a privilege. And it's been fun. It's been challenging. And Brian has helped a lot because there's, again, 4 plays, 4 history plays. It's a lot. It's a lot of material. So we've been watching videos. We've been talking. I've been listening to podcasts, analyzing the character, analyzing the work. And it's a lot of like write and then listen and then learn and then rewrite and then listen and learn. And it's the kind of play you could work on your entire life. So I think the writing process, it's been part adaptative, of course. We are working with Shakespeare's words. So when you come in, you're going to hear contemporary language and Shakespeare's language. So that's adaptation is its own process, but then finding a point of view, an original voice inside of an adaptation is another. And so the writing process has been both of those things.
Whitney is doing brilliant, very, very specific work. And I, as a director, am trying to bring that work to life, but I also have a separate agenda, which is to make it as alive and not on the page as possible. How do you take words on a page and make them be something that is exciting and thrilling and provocative and all those things? So it's been great. And with a new play, you never know how it's going to end up, which is kind of fun. When you're working on a Shakespeare play, another play, the play works and you're saying, all right, I hope I can live up to this. But this is a whole other series of challenges and opportunities to make something new.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting.
And I love what Brian said, theater is not a museum. Theater is not relic. And I think where Brian and I really intersect is the desire for audiences to come and partake and enjoy and interact with and be a part of. And I think that's probably my biggest goal as a theater maker, not just a writer. And I think we both really share that. especially for this play.
I hope that this play is doing what so much great art is doing, is saying, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be in relationship to the world, in relationship to history? What does it mean to engage with the world and say, I want to be a power player in the world? And what does that mean? What does it cost? What does it cost women? What does it cost people of color? What is the nature of engaging in the world? And what are the costs of that? Because most of us like to sit back and just kind of let the world happen to us. And there are special people who say, no, I want to be in history. I want to be history.
I hope people leave wanting to talk to women more, because women's stories are really interesting. And what gets a woman from A to B, from 16 to 70, is incredible. Any woman. And I hope it makes people a little more curious to be like, what was my grandma doing in her 20s? You know, what could I learn from that? What do I need in terms of knowledge that they might have? I hope people leave a little more excited by those women's stories and curious and hoping to engage with them.